We're back!
We're back. I can't believe it. Another week gone, done, out of history.
More like herstory, am I right? Who's with me,
yeah.
feminists?
Yeah. This is my story.
You know what? I think the important takeaway is that we're still doing this. We are the number 1 news program in Mike Pence's office. I think that's his team. His team
loves us.
Did you watch any of the RNC?
No. I saw
Good.
Melania's bright green dress.
Either she's being pranked by the fashion people because it's literally green screen green.
Yeah, and honestly, I don't think I'm out of line when I say iconic, okay? It was a look. Oh my god, I've been having this ringing in my ear. But I've heard that means
someone hates you.
Oh.
I accept that as fact. I hear a ring in my ear and I'm like, ooh, I'm in someone's mind.
Yes.
Why are my ears not ringing, constantly, all day?
Well, people have to take a break, Max. Shall we just freaking dive in?
Let's dive in. I think we're doing pointless news first, which is fun. I like the flip of that.
No, I think we always have done it that way, but
okay,
I love your attention to detail. Okay, so I'm so excited to talk about this because half of me thinks it's absolutely outrageous, and then the other half of me thinks it's stunning. In Tokyo, and you know Tokyo, they're always coming up with the new...
I'm familiar with their work.
Yes, they're coming up with the new hip thing.
They're living in the future.
Yes, we are behind Tokyo. We will always be behind.
They're not having children, which I think maybe it's a win.
I don't think that's a problem.
Don't bring children to this world.
Okay, so in Tokyo, they unveiled the new transparent public toilets. When no one's in them, they're transparent, but when you lock the door, they do like a matte look so that no one can see you. The idea was that they wanted to make the bathrooms more inviting, but like I've never gone into a bathroom and been like, the atmosphere is my #1 concern.
This is where I want to be. Listen, if I'm pooing in a public bathroom, it's because it was that or dying. New Yorkers would want it to be opaque when it's empty, transparent when they're in it.
Yeah.
They want you to watch them.
Well, actually, probably most people in LA would pick one of these bathrooms as a place to live permanently.
Also, God forbid, it's wrong one of the times.
Yeah.
Then someone's just, they're just Winnie the Poohing it, t-shirt on, pants down, in full view of the park. An internet company is offering $1,000 for a person willing to do a, quote, digital detox. This is for 48 hours. You're living in an RV that they pay for as well, in addition to the $1,000, in Salt Lake City, the jewel of the Midwest, Salt Lake City, Utah. No internet, no cell service, in a national park in Utah. You have to apply for this. They pick one lucky person. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't make it. And even for 2 days straight with no cell service, I still wouldn't read a book. I would bring 20 books and I wouldn't read one of them. No, you're saying that now.
I think I could do it because I would just sleep the whole time.
For 48 hours, that's a combo.
I think that there are some people that I would love to nominate to do that.
Who would you nominate?
Do you want me to list like 15 comedians?
I want you to name names.
Here's who I would like to shut up for at least 2 days straight. Okay, name somebody who can live with themselves in these days for 48 hours. Just themselves.
I don't think anybody can.
No,
I think Elon Musk could. Elon Musk can do it because he's an evil billionaire. He's gonna have scratchings of alien hieroglyphics on the walls, and you're gonna get in there and you're like, they spoke to me, and he's like, they're talking. They want us to go to Mars now.
Honestly, a serial killer would have a great planning session if they just had 48 hours. I'm just gonna go clear my head for 48 hours, knock out a plan.
I'm feeling uninspired. I need to find the next great kill. I'm trying to get back to the top of my game. I've lost it. And you go there and they're just like, all the little woods animals are just kind of like inside out all around the RV. And they're like, I'll take my $1,000 now.
They're like, what did you do to all these creatures? And you're like, no internet.
I detoxed. I finally had the time to do what I wanted. Oh, a fun new segment. Here's what I'm upset about. Last time I did the boosh, boosh, laser effects. You did none of it when I said new segment alert. I said new segment alert, do all this pew pew, like Syndrome in The Incredibles, and I wanted it to go zzz, and you did none of it.
Yeah. Oh.
Anyway, new segment alert. It's called But Is It the Worst? And we will be looking at this week compared to every other week in history and say, was it the worst one of these weeks? Was it the worst? Because I know every week this year we have been like, well, this has got to be the worst week ever. Well, you can't even compare. And here's the thing, we can compare, and we are doing it. So Kelly, what happened? What happened this week? In the past?
I thought you meant this week. I was like, I don't think we're ready to poke fun at this week because, as I recall, we had some very, very bad situations. You know what? I don't trust these cops. Okay, all right. I'm not gonna go off on a tangent.
Here's the thing. I'll say it. I'll be brave enough to say it. I don't like what the cops are doing out there. And I'll say this as well. The pandemic, not good for the country. So what happened in the past, Kel?
On August 25th, 1797, we were all there, okay? We remember, but let me reiterate.
It was cold. It was cold for August.
It was it was a cold August night. We had the first American sex scandal, and it was Alexander Hamilton. You all know him, local hottie, but also respectable man, okay? He openly confessed to his extramarital activities in his pamphlet. What pamphlet? I don't know, but he had a pamphlet. And they had rumors, gossip, etc.
No, he released a very historical... Was this in the Hamilton musical? I couldn't get through the first 20 minutes of Hamilton. Whatever. Come for me on Twitter. But it's just Lin-Manuel Miranda in his high school history class going...
I hate musicals.
Yes.
Musicals are awful. They're terrible. We grew up in an area that was obsessed with Broadway, and if I have to hear
horrible
one more song from Grease.
Thank you, Hamilton, for breaking the sex scandal trend wide open.
Of course, the women in this story get no notoriety, okay?
Yeah.
And you know what? They got the goods. They got the goods. No notoriety. I'm pissed.
Are you saying they got the...
I'm pissed.
Isn't it better to... Isn't it better to not have your name attached to the first American sex scandal?
The first?
I will say...
No.
The first American sex scandal. Well, the first public sex scandal, obviously. Everyone was always cheating since the dawn of time.
No way. No. He was the first guy.
Was that week worse than this one? No, I'll say no. It wasn't worse than this one.
No. If anything, it was exciting.
Another option.
Well, Max, I think that was a great segment.
Well done, Cal. We've nailed it again. And now we get into the real meat and potatoes, the serious news. A guy who got tossed in an unmarked van in Portland is now suing the Trump administration. How fun. I love that journey for him. We all saw that the unmarked vans, dark vans, just kind of pulling up and then just like in like a sci-fi movie, just tossing you in the back of the van. I mean, there's usually in this footage, there's like burning buildings around them. So I don't know how innocent everyone is involved. I don't think that an unmarked van with people that don't announce themselves, and first of all, whatever, yeah, cops are crazy and this is a bad idea, optic-wise. But also, like, you're in the middle of the street screaming, being like, anarchy! And then, like, why am I being detained?
So, how? Why?
How could this? I can't believe you've done this. I can't believe
His name is fascinating. Mark Pettibone.
What's fun about this is, did you read that, like, they drove him, he was like, what seemed like hours, they drove me to a hangar or some sort of big garage, and they pull him out of that, and then the cops or whatever, the military tribunal that he's in front of, They go, do you want to waive your rights or not? And they answer some questions, and he goes, no, I want a lawyer. And that was it. They kind of just stopped talking to him until they let him go. That is traumatic. You should not be arrested. You should sue these people for what they're doing. But here's the other thing. That's a mistake on the unmarked. If you're going to unmarked van, kidnap people, finish the job, bring them to a black site, and you got to leave them there. You can't let these people go after. That's just...
Yeah. Like, that's horrible management. You let him go, and then he wrote an article about it. Like, we can't... Like, you gotta put the fear of God in his eyes and say, if you tell anybody, you're gonna be under a shed. But instead...
He needs to be relocated. You need to brainwash their family into thinking, oh, Brian? He never existed. We never had a brother named Brian.
These criminals are so half-assed. Pains me these days. Put a little oomph, you know? These kids, they don't want to work anymore. Yeah, have you seen any movie ever? It's never a fun ending when they're like, yeah, we let them go.
Yeah, and also it's not even like this guy in the article was like, and then Black Widow broke in with her squad and freed me from the shackles. No! He was like, I want a lawyer. They left him alone for a little while, and then I guess he went home. Did they drop him off, or did he have to call an Uber? I don't know.
I wouldn't be shocked if they were like, you know what, we'll get you the Uber, or you could just expense it. Like, we understand that this was a bit of an inconvenience, that, you know, we grabbed you in the van, and, you know, you didn't want to be in the van, and, you know.
The whole, like, you screaming for your friends, help, and, like, blindfolding you, like, that's on us. That one's on us. And
we take
but then you kind
full responsibility.
Here's what we didn't expect. We didn't expect you to be like, yeah, I'll take a lawyer. And that one kind of, and now our hands are tied. And now our hands are tied.
They literally, like, rip the duct tape off of his mouth, and he goes, I want a lawyer. And they go, ooh.
Oh, ooh, I did not see that.
Ooh.
Damn it.
Oh, my God.
Sarge, he asked for a lawyer.
Okay, so my story is about Hurricane Laura. It brings catastrophic storm surge and fearsome winds. Hurricane Laura, to me, does not sound dangerous.
Hurricane Laura wants to speak to your city's manager. Hurricane Laura is a project manager.
HR.
Yeah.
She is not, she's a lovely woman. I hate it when they're like, the hurricane's coming, and then it touches down and they're like, just a storm. Well, the article is basically saying, like, it's coming, and we're all scared, and, you know, the thing is, though, like, I feel like after Katrina, these people are kind of like, what next?
Can Laura just come back when people are, like, not insane? Laura? Laura.
I feel like right now is even
I get
a worse
like,
time.
Do your job, but you, typical white woman, she's making it about herself. She's making the situation about herself.
Yes. So every article is like, you know, we do feel like this has to do with the climate. And it's...
My good vibes go out to the Gulf, and I hope they make it through. The first of many, because people in the news are just jacked up for hurricanes. Shark Week's over. We're moving into hurricane season, and they're ready. Let's get into these photos. Kelly, you first.
Okay, so this picture that we have here is of Max being very confused as to what decade he's in. Where did you get this hat?
I got that. It's a felt fedora from Urban Outfitters. I think I just bought that hat because I wanted to buy a hat like that and then make an excuse of it. I wanted a felt fedora. I was going through something, and I still wear that hat sometimes. So take a shot.
That hat is triggering on so many levels. I know you can't play an instrument, but it looks like you can't wait to tell me the 5 instruments that you play.
I can play them all at once.
I feel like it looks very fandom-esque, where you're very into certain nerdy things. I know you're a nerd because you have that stupid Captain America or whatever the right? Don't you have?
Yeah, I like that stuff. I like indie music. I like little, small production A24 films like Avengers, Infinity War.
Is that why? Were you trying to be like hipstery because you went to Urban Outfitters? Urban Outfitters, we need to have a cap on the age that you can go in there, because there's a certain
Urban
point.
Outfitters. I don't Urban Outfitters anymore. I've graduated. I just thrift myself because that's what they do. They pretend things are from the '90s when they just made it yesterday. Just because you make Champion shorts look like they used to, that's why I'm gonna buy shorts somebody died in a Williamsburg thrift store. Thank you. And now let's look at your photo. Let's look at your photo. Here's the thing. I wanted to make fun of it, but it's a cool picture. It's a cool picture. The sunglasses are cool. The haircut says, I am a Shih Tzu, and give me a little pat. The backdrop is, and honestly, it's a wonderful photo. I will say, I love that you have no problem wearing Walmart undershirts and posting that. I love this bicep tattoo of a hyena that says, I don't like myself. Bring back scrunchies
what I wanna,
and delete your account.
I may or may not have been wearing Walmart shorts that day, but that, my friends, is an Old Navy t-shirt, okay? It's their Old Navy, it's their sports line. Learn it, love it, okay?
Yo, Old Navy is great. It's buy one, get seven free.
Yeah.
With
Yeah.
Old Navy.
So talk your shit. And also, I have no problem being the worst part of a picture. The background is beautiful. If I had one thing left to say to everybody, it would be love each other more.
Wow.
That's what I think. Send some compassion to people. Talk to those that you care about.
Vibe with it. Microdose. Enjoy yourself.
Don't do hard drugs. Yeah, I think that's it. God, I'm wonderful. Did you buy it? It felt awful to say. Did you buy it?
I threw up in my mouth. I love each and every one of you for watching. Kelly's gonna send you a handwritten thank you note, and we'll see you next week.
Yeah. All right. Well.
Oh, like and subscribe.
Oh my God! Like and subscribe. Thanks, Max. Max. Thanks.
I'm on your team. I'm on your side.